Hello everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to 4 p.m. My name is Dean Stevenson. Please keep that applause going for the magnificent quartet today of Miranda, Phoebe, Caleb and Nick. So we play that one every day when the curtain goes up, but the one we're about to play is a new one. So it's new music every day. If you've read the little blurb on the O device, you'll know what this is about. It's new, fresh music each day. So at this moment, the quartet are making notes on their part. No idea, really. You're writing instructions and you don't even know what to do yet.
Yeah, Patty, you said what to do. I'm writing the symbol.
Oh, okay, symbol, right. So now orchestral musicians, if you've never watched orchestral musicians in rehearsal before, they love to write things on their part. So we have a 4 p.m. drinking game here. If you'd like to just choose one of the four at random, you choose one and stick to that, and then every time they touch their pencil, you have a drink. Okay, so let's see how the afternoon goes. So we're about to play today's piece. Again, I've only just written it. I don't know how it goes. I've forgotten it now. The curtain raiser piece. So we're going to learn it together. You don't normally see the rehearsal bit because the ticket price normally bypasses all of this. But we're going to treat you to the rehearsal. And any questions, we'll have a Q&A, or sort of keep it involved and see if you think we should do it certain ways, and we'll have a chat about it as we do it. Yeah, how's that? Yeah, all right. So today is I've been doing this now for 415 days. Thank you. What an idiot. All right, well let's see how day 415 fares. Okay. All right. Starts with just solo first violin. It's just you to show us the melody up until A. She'll write the notes in. Miranda's about to touch her pencil, so if you chose her, you're in for a drink. Do you want to write them in?
No.
Okay, because you're playing them again later. Okay. So I have this thing I've realised about myself. Like if you're talking to me, if we're in a lift together or in the car, and I hum all the time, and it's really annoying for me. And that's that's one of the things I hum all the time. So I'm trying to exorcise the fucking thing from myself by writing it here and getting them to play it. Okay, so we've established the beautiful melody in the violin. Do you want to do it again? He'd like to do it again. Okay. Here it is again. We'll keep going this time. Okay, good. When we go to the when we come in at A, I'll get the viola and cello to play underneath. Make sure I'll turn that viola down and the speakers a bit. Viola and the speakers. Yeah, just really soft and kind of airy. So let's go from letter A one more time. Yeah, from A, just hold the long notes, And that it's kind of coming, bulbing out from underneath. Just from letter A again.
The top line at A.
You still. You're still. And let us see. Cello. First. Cello. Two pauses. Okay, now we're going to go into, a round of applause because they are sight reading this. First time. Cool, okay, so we've done lots of spooky stuff and now we're going to get into the kind of a big, thick melody proper. This is where you hear the melody with the accompaniment. At letter D, please. Yep. Well, that was exciting. All right. Love affairs in the air. That was lovely. Any questions about that from you?
No. Is that about the right tempo?
About the right tempo, I think. Yep. I found the way to put the tempo crotchet marking on it. Is everyone getting that crotchet equals?
Yep.
Oh, amazing. Wow. Only taken 4 years to find them.
Not that we know what project,
Yeah, not that it makes any difference to you, but looks impressive. Okay. That's good. So that's good from E then, please. E, and we'll keep going through. E. Yeah. That's the third bar. Do you want to start again? Yeah. Go. Let's go from F again. Right on F. F. And I'll see if the people at home have any questions.
I can't remember that. Yeah, I don't know.
It's just Phoebe at F. Beat one's just you at F. F, yeah. Yeah. G. Cello as the melody. he isn't. Oh my God. Okay, wow. Right. Now they're touching their pencils, I'm sure, they're making notes. Has anybody always wanted to talk to a cellist? Or always wanted to, got any questions about what we're talking about? About the project or anything? No? You can if you want. If you've always thought you've had a question, you'd always ask a musician if you met one. Who's never seen a string quartet before? Yes. Who's never seen a live string quartet before that they can remember? Yeah, okay. Yeah. This is what they sound like. 2 violins, viola and cello. There was a question over there. Why did I circle? Probably because it was shit. Why did I circle? No, just to check some notes, because maybe, because it might be, to see if it was my writing or to see what it was. C sharp? Where's the C sharp? 61? 71.
And 61,
Oh.
I was a bit dull.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
61 was where you said, I think.
61 was, yeah. So it was just the tuning. This is what rehearsals are for. Yeah. Do you want to do any of that again?
No, it's okay.
Should we just do just quick G, just to make sure we do that? The G. The G from G, please. Yep. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So now I'll take that circle away. Good.
Can we do a crescendo about 64?
Of course you can. Yeah, 64, 65. Let's crescendo the hell out of that. No. On aisle 70? The E natural. Is it the one? Oh, sorry. Oh, yes, that one. Sorry. Right. No. Upper high, please. Yes, thank you. Right. Anybody? Any more questions before we press on? No.
Just in bar high.
Yes, bar high.
Over one of the staccato dot over one of my notes, but I don't know if you really want that. It just seems a bit strange.
Okay.
But did you,
It was just a lift rather than a staccato, I think.
I didn't know someone else had it.
Oh. You should have it on the first, on the 1, 2, 3 on beat 3, because that's where cello has it. Dick, dick, da. Should be on 3, both 3 and the end. 1, 2, 3, and. Dick, da, da. Ba, ba, ba. That's it. Yes, thank you. Staccato is a fancy foreign word for short. Yes. Where from? I? Happy with H? Okay, were you happy with H? Okay, yep. Okay. I? Okay. All right. Caleb double clutched and missed the gear entirely. That was great. That E I think is really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That high?
That's the high one. Yeah. You can make the dogs bark. Good. From Caden. very good. Maybe on that, on the bar 122, sort of come off a little before the pits. Yeah, just sort of fade away on the arco before the pits. So it disappears nice. All right, so we're going well so far. We're almost to the end of the piece, and then we'll go back to the start and play all the way through. Is everyone okay? You got sort of a question they want to ask? Anything? You can ask anything you like about the piece. Yes. But it starts dissonant and then gets kind of pretty. I suppose so. Yeah. I mean, because it's about to kind of turn into a major thing at the end, so it's getting super consonant, super nice. I guess so, yeah. The funny thing with dissonance, because like if dissonance is really weird. Like if you play like you'd call that dissonance because it's clash, but in context, like it's pretty when you kind of give other notes around it. So dissonance isn't like awful music. Dissonance doesn't mean ugly. Dissonance just means it wants to move. That's all it means. It just wants to resolve. That's what dissonance is. So for me, it's about finding the right amount of dissonance. And I listen to a lot of quartets by angry Russians because they're really angry. They got shit to be angry about. And like I'm just a bloke from Melbourne. I don't have anything. I don't have that kind of history to be angry about. And so I'm trying to be dissonant, but I feel naughty. Or a bit fake, but I'm giving it a red hot go, so I try to be dissonant, but I just can't help coming back to those big, lovely, soft kind of consonant melodies. So it's working its way up to a pretty fat finish. Okay, all good there?
Yep. Just got a bit of dynamic questions around I through to J.
Oh yeah?
Like, who do you want, voice louder at certain
good
times?
Point. So at I, it's forte. You've got the melody, but I think the cello's playing a big part there. You guys are certainly just the meat in the middle. But then at 80, it's just texture in the middle. No, sorry, it's just at 80 you pop out. At 81, viola pops out, and then at 83, viola pops out again. So it's just like having a bit of a go. Yeah, pop now. Wherever it says I've written express. Do you want to check any of that?
We'll do it again later.
Okay.
I was probably playing too loud. Shall we keep going?
Yes. We got up to
122.
L M. Okay. From L. C? Okay, fine. Well, because it's unison, so maybe just that, yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Sure. Did you hear the difference? Rather than going bum 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 together, it's bum 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 bum. They were sharing the triplets. Let's give it a little more momentum in the middle, maybe. Maybe share it back and forth, but hold that same note rather than moving. But you stay on your moving notes. Trying from Mel again. Right, take it. That was the last part. I should check some. I got really clustered. I did put too many notes and it shouldn't have been in there. Third and fourth bar. O, maybe. Can we try O again? Just. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't like
It wasn't my writing at all.
No. Yeah, from O.
From O, yeah. It's a bit clustery. I'll try and streamline it if I can be bothered coming back to it. Okay. Yes, question. It is with the key. Sometimes it doesn't make any difference. I often end on a different chord and go, oh, how did we get there? I don't know idea. But this is ending, or this is ending on, yes, this is a B minor is my, it's a D flat major. But it starts in F, is it B flat? Yeah, so flat's the key. Yeah. And that's just from, I sit down in the morning and just kind of blindly go, ba-ding, 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 but just like, oh, they work. What key would they be in? Oh yeah, there you go. Decide the key and then off I go. So it's not about, just, oh, I'm going to write a key in G major today. Or I'm going to write something in 3/4. I'm going to write a waltz today. Or I'm going to write the song about when I had my heart broken when I was 25. You know, I don't do that because you run out of heartbreaks after a while when you're doing 415 days. That'd be a sad sack of shit, wouldn't it, if you had your heart broken that many times? But that's what this is all about. It's about talking to you and showing you the creative nuts and bolts that we do, and not having to have a reason to start writing. Because I think that idea is flawed if you think you have to have a reason to start writing. I remember I did a bit of teaching, and I remember like doing some songwriters, young in college. I said like write all the words you can about the moon. Just we'll write a dumb song about the moon. I said, what's the moon? And the kids would go, I don't know. We go, what's that? It's round, yeah. It's in the sky. It's made of cheese. All these dumb things. Here you go. Write all the words you can. Back in 5 minutes. And I come back in 5 minutes and they've written moon. Right, we've all seen kids do that, but the rub for me that really stuck with me is that I see that adults do the same thing. Somewhere in that kind of schooly puberty thing, we get so bloody frightened of making a mistake and looking like a dick that we go, I've got an idea, no, I'm going to write that down. Even if you're alone, some people still do that, that irksome display of yourself to yourself, and you go, I haven't got a really profound idea that's as good as Paul McCartney, so I just won't even bother. And so that's kind of why I'm here, just to challenge that idea and just to spend 400 and something days just pressing notes onto the page. And sometimes I write shit. I really do. And that's okay. Odds are, one good one will show up eventually. So there you go. That's what it's all about. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to, any more questions before we play today's piece all the way through? Yes? Sometimes, that's right, sometimes it changes. It just changes depending on how long a phrase should last. Yeah, because one of the things, rather than write, hold this note for a bit longer and pause in the air for dramatic effect. Otherwise, they're doing pauses all the time, so it's just easier to change the bar length. Yeah, I think that's my understanding. Okay. All right, you ready? You want me? No? Right, okay. If you had this one listen in you, we've got enough time to play it twice through. But if you have just one, or maybe we'll play something else afterwards. We'll see. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening and hanging out in this awful the uncomfortable rehearsal periods. We'll play it all the way through and get to know it. This is the 4th season of 4pm here at Mona. They've really been great to us to have us back for the 4th time. And at the end of the other 3 seasons, we went into a recording studio and recorded like our favourites, the days that really banged. Not the shit ones, just the good ones. If you want the shit ones, you can go to see a live stream where everything's on that. The only person who's watched that is my mum. There's also the albums are in download. This is available up at the shop. In that little envelope is 3 albums of downloads. You can take them all, and there's some crackers on there. In fact, we'll probably play Celtic or something after this. Also, the 4pm book, you probably seen that on the stand over there. This is a diary of 150 days, chronological, as I'm sat here at this piano composing each day. The journey of creativity with all of the live music access through that as well. There's a bunch of ways you can check it out, but in the meantime, here is day 415. Miranda, Phoebe, Caleb, Nick. Huzzah! There you go. They're still here. Right, that was today's piece, and tomorrow something else, brand new again. Should we get? Do you want to now? We'll play it again, but maybe when you get to the last one, L, not quite so fast. When you go into D flat major, bring it back, make it luscious and full. Would anyone like to hear another piece before we play that again? If you've got time. Yeah, the people at the back can come and sit at the front here, make some friends, come close if you've not heard strings before. Come so close. Should we do Celtic?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah? Should we do Celtic? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, we'll do Celtic and then we'll do that again. This one is, thank you for sticking around, this is really fun. This is called, I called this one a Celtic Lullaby, and I wrote this on day 361. It was a Monday, for those who care, in July. And I didn't set out to write a Celtic lullaby, I just heard it and went, oh, sounds a bit like that, so I named it such. So it's actually on this album, which is volume 3, which includes the string quartet number 1, lots of nice stuff on that. And there's a piece on there called Donna's Tango, because one day I came here, I don't know what to do, what do I do? And a staff here went, write a tango. So okay, so I wrote a tango, it turned out pretty good. That's how random and quick it can be. But anyway, this is called a Celtic lullaby from day 361, written here in this room. Hey, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Sometimes they're like that. Now, if you need to, you've got a few minutes before you have to run to catch the ferry. If you want to head off and to the shop, take your time, it's great. Do you want to give today another go? Give it another shot, thank you. Come and have a chat if you'd like to talk about the program, the process, or any of the recordings or the book. Thank you. Otherwise, have a lovely weekend. Thank you so much for your time.
lovely afternoon and take care. That's it. Bye.